Well, me, Gregory Peck here. Uh, we're outside the Saderingrad building here. Oh, hey, Peter Graves. Oh, hey, Gregory. This is very interesting. I don't think Frater has actually called us to the studio in a long time. He says it's a Saderingrad Congress, on the state of Vidme. I've not heard what's going on. I don't know. Oh, whoa, hello there. Oh, it's that Pukapi Adams. Well, he works here too. I mean, we all here. Uh, he's like, you know, and, okay, we're going inside now. Hey guys, let's all sit down. We have a long meeting here, on the state of Vidme. So, we're going to be talking about things, well, we haven't had one of these, I hate to kind of clue it in, since 2011. Frater, what's going on? Well, you remember the emergency we were in when Blip TV died? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Is Vidme alright? What's going on? Well, Vidme's dead. They, last night, I had an upload. See, on Friday nights, there's your show, there's, the Frater SH Night Show, old episodes from like 2009. 2009. And, I went, at first at like 8 o'clock is, the Frater SH Night Show, and then at 9 o'clock is your show. At 9 o'clock, I noticed very quickly that your show didn't upload. And I went, uh-oh, I might have screwed up. I might have set the time for something different. And, well, that's when I noticed a huge banner on top of the screen. And, of course, what's going on? And it says here, I'm sorry to say that Vidme is closing by December 15th. Frater? Oh, shit. Yeah, oh, shit. Oh, no. Here we go again. This is just like what happened with Blip. Yeah. Well, that wasn't a really long time that site was around. This is terrible. This is really bad. Yeah. Wait a minute, there's a knock at the door. Am I invited to your meeting too? Oh, Oli, yeah, come on in. Yeah, it's alright to be late. Better late than never. Yeah, Oli, Vidme's done. They got on their banner, it says right there in plain writing, it says they're shutting down December 15th, but as of last night at 9 o'clock, no more uploads. That's why your show didn't appear. But I just took over your show. I just took over that show. We got things planned out and stuff, and I did a whole bunch of recordings. That's right. Yeah, that's the nature of this thing. See, what happened was, guys, there's this thing called Adpocalypse on YouTube. The first one pretty much devastated them. It was like an iceberg hitting the Titanic. But there was another one recently. And that one is, you know, that was enough to probably send some shockwaves to even Vidme that, that advertisers are pretty much not interested in this private, sort of user created content. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Guys, last night, let you know that Saderingrad Productions, though, is still alive, but it's taking new risks, and these risks have different profound repercussions on it. Well, I mean, you got to do the best you can, with the circumstances. Well, thank you, Poo Guppy Adams. It's just a terrible thing. It's just a terrible circumstance. Yeah, Oli. It's pretty bad. And it really took me off guard because here's a little known fact: 2018 was entirely plotted out and scheduled. On Vidme, when you schedule something, it's out of your hands. Basically, you can kind of rest assured, you don't have to worry about anything. With the others, you have to do it manually. You have to literally go, okay, if it's a 9 o'clock on a Friday night, then it's a 9 o'clock on a Friday night, meaning you need to time it, and I don't want to do that. I don't have the time to care. I'm sure, as you all know, I have got probably starting in the new year, I had to go for a very big background check right now. This is why I have so much time to make so much content for you guys. But once this starts, the next couple of years is 60-hour weeks for for this job I've gotten, and it pays really well. I mean, basically, if I could get through this for the couple of years, I could retire young. That's the great thing about it. Well, that's great, Frater. I mean, Saderingrad Productions would be well funded, very well funded. Very well funded. I figure I may very well do, when those in real life things on Twitch, where, you go to, Scotland, or film yourself traveling around, and that's, a cool thing. But now, talking about the way things are, as of last night, everything pretty much was a huge blow to me and to you. And so I had to take some sacrifices. And number one, the sacrifices, there is another site I can schedule stuff, and it's YouTube. Frater, we've had this talk many times. They're so strict. You don't know what it is. It's just they decide sometimes not to advertise. That's because I'm not going to put on any revenue, even if it qualifies. I'm not going to put it on, because then it's not like I'm going to them going, "Hey, will you people please pay me? I'm just a little guy. I got my little tin cup. Can you please get some change in there? Do you figure everything?" They're like, "Wow, no. It's not advertiser friendly. No, I'm not gonna have one of those little yellow check marks. Like, oh no, it's not advertiser friendly. Ooh. If I'm working 60 hours a week, guys, I don't depend on this. I can live without this. But at the same time, my creative side needs that satisfaction. And what's going on is the new Freighter versus Retro, which is the thing that was supposed to launch in the beginning of January of 2018, is now going to have to do it on YouTube. And I'm using very unique titles for each episode. I'm not naming it the way it was on Vidme because, number one, nobody's going to freaking see it if I do it the way I did on Vidme. Let's not be surprised here. The channel I have on YouTube is abysmal. I literally only had one video go up to 1,000 views. It was about, exposing Benny Hinn. It was about, a preacher exposing Benny Hinn. Really great video. Still, I think I may still have that up there. I may have gotten rid of it because I just, I was sort of like, I may have kept it. I don't know. I may have just, decided to just kind of stick to more positive material or something. But, well, Benny Hinn is a fraud. He's just, who believes he just knocks people over. Oh, I know. Like it's pro wrestling. Okay, listen. Last night I uploaded up to episode 12, and I'm scheduling, and I could schedule them all out. Now our movie, we would kind of keep it a little bit under wraps, but we're starting. I've allowed you guys to kind of mention it sometimes. The movie I've had to use. I did changes last night. My God, I must have worked all night on everything, and I'm going to be working for days on this. I mean, to get everything ready and stuff. And with the movie, I am using different filters on the screen. Like fading it out and stuff. So the idea is, because there are clips in there, Star Wars clips, and I don't want to say too much more, that make the story more epic and hilarious. But, but it's mostly just like the way these episodes are. It's just, but with those two in there, I don't want them to be like, oh, no, well, copyright, blah, blah, blah. Like really, like my little movie that is probably only going to get a few views. It may get none. I mean, I have not been very successful with YouTube at all. I'm trying to use some of these titles that I learned about from God Rules, which is a great YouTube channel. And he mentioned using these titles, and I started to just kind of learn how to do that. And each title just it just says what that episode is. Instead of just being Freighter versus Retro, it'll just say, like, for example, Freighter goes undercover in a world where no one communicates, or, whatever. Weird stuff with the idea it will reach different searches. Okay. So, yeah. So then we got to ask the question then, Freighter. That's the new Freighter versus Retro's going up and will be in 2018. I got to ask the question then. What is going to happen to the other show, the one we keep changing the name of? Yeah, what's happened to my show? Yeah, see, it's funny. Nobody knows, like, Oli, that you're going to be the new host of that show. Like, we didn't get to that point. It was so sad. Like, I like the story you guys had going on with that, and it's like it just ended. It's like, and even worse, it ended like when they ceased all uploads at 9 o'clock. That meant literally, it's 2 Men in a Shed number 18 was gone. Totally gone. And yeah, Two Men in the Shed number 18 is gone. It never appeared because they stopped the uploads. It was going to have, like, again, that Gregory Peck was, you're going to finally learn about the kidnappers of Gregory Peck, these Maoist rebels. And oh my God, it was getting funnier. It was getting weirder too. And sort of my beefs with the Flat Earth community. And by episode 20, it was going to be absolutely zany. And then, no, this happened. So I guess, what is going to happen is, and Gregory, is that all those episodes now, because they basically don't exist, by 15th, they're all gone. Okay, I'm sorry to say, Late Night Vidme, that's going to be the funny thing. Late Night Vidme, Two Men in a Shed, and the show that was going to replace it. I hate to kind of spoil, but basically, I am going to make that all 2019. And, I know some can say, but it's all old, and it's like, I don't care. It's content. Plus, nobody will notice, but the problem is after Adpocalypse 2, what is YouTube going to even look like by 2019? What is it? I mean, it's getting the point, though. Just understand, guys. We're doing this for art. We're not doing this for money. Well, it's very true. I mean, but I was hoping to get a new season of biography. Well, Peter Graves, it's just that's how it works. I'm trying to keep this thing running, but I don't have a lot of time here because I don't know. In days, I could end up getting a phone call saying I need to come in and start getting things ready to go to work. And if the kind of hours I'm looking at, Saderingrad Productions is done. On my end, the best I can do is, with this free time, is schedule everything so that it appears to be going on like full time, and that's the whole point. The bad news is, the thing that's out of my hands is, I'm going to tell you, the other options to Vidme aren't very good. And a thing that needs to be understood is, this is like a chain reaction. Vidme, let's be honest, guys, was the highest end of all these alternative YouTubes. And it is. Come on, it is. Like, I know people say, well, what about BitChute? What about BitChute? Yeah, what about BitChute? I mean, I was going to mention that. I mean, don't you got a channel over there? And Gregory, BitChute, to me, you know what BitChute is? BitChute is like a storage rental in the United States. It's one of those like storage rental places everybody has. They usually got at least one like little garage somewhere. That's BitChute. And what it is, yeah, it's free, but it's all blockchain and all that, and that's cool, and people love that. But oh, for a second there, I got like this like alert from my email. All right. What is it, Frater? It was a job notice, and it said, I thought it said Soylent Green needs people. Well, that's when you know you've hit rock bottom. You've hit real rock bottom when you decide that you're going to be in cowboys. Here's a real terrible thing. I'm going to sell myself off to be in pies. Well, that's real. That's a real thing. That's the drizzling shit. Yeah, and the language thing, that's... See, Vidme didn't care about that. They never ever sent some kind of notice like, you know, that Ole Anderson guy, when he says the drizzling shits, oh, we're just gonna have to kind of accept our little part of YouTube. And I think the way to get around it is to just simply don't monetize it. Because then we're not like, you know, like, hey, we got this shit here, guys. Would you please give us money? And I think it would be easier just to have like a job. Frater, these people on YouTube, they're becoming like panhandlers. They are, you know, and it's like they're trying so hard to have a business and be like a broadcaster. That's the thing they want to be, is a broadcaster. You know, well, I hope they don't want to be like Matt Lauer. He drops his pants for random people. That's a job. That's his job, all right. It's a terrible thing. I never drop my pants for anybody. Oh, that's good, Peter Graves. No one will want to see that. So, yeah. So what to do? Well, basically, late night Vidme, which is going to be funny to see it in 2019, late night Vidme. It's going to be like, what the heck, guys? That site shut down, and I don't even think it was open a year. Well, I thought I heard it was actually a site opened years ago, and then it just sort of went under name changes and sort of pretended like it was only like a year old or something like that. I had heard that too, that there was some deceptive, the origins of Vidme were kind of deceptive. And you know what? I wasn't really sure how far to take this Congress, but we can talk more openly now about Vidme, because it's not there anymore, folks. I mean, about the only thing is that we can do there right now is just I'm trying to get some videos I had that were just for it. And there are problems with bringing that element over to YouTube, because number one, I'm going to flat out tell you, my Saderingrad Productions channel has been mostly Christian. And I just got to the point, you know, especially after doing Vidme, I'm like, well, screw it. I'll have it be a mixed channel. I will be seen as a sellout. I will be seen as an Illuminati agent of blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. You know, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. And, you know, this stuff is too silly. You know, and probably it's only a matter of time till you get someone who just says, exposed, avoid channel, void. And it's like, that's just why you went back to to being like a Sedevacantist, isn't it, Frater? Yeah, I got sick of a lot of some of these Protestants, you know, that they act like popes. You know, I don't even like the real Pope, you know, and you know I've been liking more like older Catholic sort of ideas, but I don't like the Pope. He's, you know, he's on my evolution. There's clearly problems with him spiritually. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, you know, a Sedevacantist is a person who rejects the Pope and believes that seat is vacant. Sedevacantism. Vacant. Seat. Vacant seat. Literally, that's what it means. And, you know, I believe that the Mass is still very much in the Bible, Jesus says to do this in remembrance of me, the Eucharist. There's nothing wrong with it. This is worship of God. Okay? I have a hard time believing God would have a problem with this. Especially when certain miracles have happened around Eucharists and stuff. I mean, so you're telling me, like, the Eucharist is bad, even though it's been done for hundreds and thousands of years, but yelling like a WWF wrestler and screaming and going rah, 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 that's the appropriate way to do it. Like I said, they're like little popes. But okay, so back to Vidme. It's good that you brought that up, And it's just that channel has got issues for you. It's just you kind of got into a bad crowd a couple years ago with some of those sort of more stricter Christian types. They just don't put up with anything. Dude, they don't even put up with each other. They tear each other apart. I mean, oh my God, I have this video over at Vidme. Because at the time, it was a new site. New world. And I felt literally like a pilgrim over there. I felt like a pilgrim. When people came over to the new world. I thought to myself, you know what? There's probably a few Christians over here. It's mostly game footage, mostly anime footage. But I'm sure there's a few Christians, and we can kind of get together. We can kind of create a little new community. So there was a video I made by the lake talking about this issue. But the idea that this was sort of like a New Deal kind of video, that this was going to be how things were going to be. And over time you started to realize that there weren't many Christians at all coming over to Vidme. It's just video game footage, someone playing BioShock, part number 75, number 76. Like who is going to watch all those parts? At least I was trying to make some unique little stories and stuff. And then on Sundays, I did Christian stuff with Misty Forest Bible Ministry. See, I'm going to get heat. I'm going to get so much heat on YouTube. Because they're going to be like, you can't do both. You can't have Maimon. And it's like, it's no Maimon, guys. There's no money. It's all demonetized. Because I don't care. I work 60 hours a week. I'm going to be working 60 hours a week. I'm going to be middle class. All I'm going to say is, as long as this job doesn't piss off the people they got contracts with, as long as they can basically, as long as everybody works hard, like my job, I will be pretty much middle class. I don't think I would ever be middle class. Wow, there you go, Freer. That's the American dream. Yeah. But as for Saderingrad Productions, what you're going to see is what you're going to see. And people can unsubscribe if they don't like that. There's going to be Christian stuff. But the problem is being with the nature of the content ID editor, I'm not going to be just able to just putting, say, Chuck Missler clips if it exists elsewhere. I may get away with that, but that depends. I would have to upload a Misty Forest Bible Ministry. And I got so many of those on Vidme. I think what I might do is create a new set that's unique. And hope the content ID editor doesn't go freaking nuts, but do a test episode and see if it registers. And what I might do is have in Misty Forest Bible Ministries a mass um, a Catholic mass that is actually a historical recreation of a 15th century one. This is back when it would have been the old way of doing it, before all those modernist changes. I'm against modernism, and yeah. So, so, so we're gonna talk about the problems of Vidme. You know, like, you know, let's be honest. We've been there's been an elf in the room a long time, and we gotta really just tear into them now. Yeah, they're done. We're open and free now. We can. I didn't want Saderingrad Productions to be unverified, but we can do it now. We can let them have it. I mean, what are they gonna do? The people running the thing can't even afford to keep the site up, so I highly doubt they care. Okay. So number one was the whole Eli the computer guy thing, and Constantino. Constantino was a guy who literally just said hi to Eli. Vidme freaked out, unverified him. Man, they freaked out hard. And what it was is Eli the computer guy is a guy on YouTube who does, he basically does help, basically, you know, these sort of tech videos, really good videos, really good. Not so much of a big fan of the live stream ones. He gets kind of, I don't know, but nonetheless, but what happened was Vidme tried to do a deal with this guy, to have him bring more people over and stuff. They were trying to get him to come over, and they had a business meeting, and it went really bad. It was basically Vidme was being very unprofessional. They basically looked like a bunch of dicks to him, and basically the whole thing blew up, and he told everybody how Bush League, the people who run the site are, and but a lot of those problems were beginning much earlier when even Varg Vikernes went over the site, and they basically, that was what was going on. They were censoring their trending page. So basically, like, his video would always go up to number one, because he was, I mean, let's be honest, he was like a music celebrity on there, and they were censoring him because they didn't want to be seen as, like, seen as like a Nazi site or something. That's the biggest struggle of these new independent video creation sites is that they usually always get overtaken by the by extremists, not neo-Nazis. Neo-Nazis take over the site real quick. And it's funny because you go, well, you believe in freedom of speech. Why don't you just let these guys go? You actually can't let them go. I think that is actually the one time where you might have to put your foot down and censor their stuff. Like, if they're having stuff against the Jews, if they're having stuff against, whatever, a lot, it should be considered as hate speech, and you should probably go ahead and delete all that stuff. Delete all of it. Because even though, yeah, it's not exactly freedom of speech, but I am telling you, there are sites out there, because I was researching all these things months ago, and even BitChute kind of had a little bit of a problem for a while with these people, being the top uploads, and there are sites literally that have been swamped by them, and they don't go away. Their Nazi videos are everywhere, and basically your branding gets tainted. It gets tainted. normal casual people will not come to your site. They are scared because they got all these Nazis everywhere posting, possibly even very much even kind of intimidating smaller videos. Like if I had a video site, look, guys, I want everybody to go there, even the left. Okay? I mean, even if you're like a Jason Unruh, a Maoist, come on over. Even though it's going to be a little weird having you come over because, the Soviet Union, what it does to people who speak different. But a lot of these communist types, they don't. They have a tendency to strongly believe that that's not true, that the workers don't censor each other, and it's an endless little debate. This Congress is really interesting. It is, Peter Graves. It's just gonna get all this stuff off my chest. Okay, so with Vidme, when people started seeing all this censorship, now understand with Varg and stuff, you go, oh, he used to be. Well, his videos, if you actually look at his videos, look, guys, he's not really allowed to go into that direction. He's not really allowed to go into the Nazi direction because he lives in France. France is not a free speech zone, man. It'll arrest you if you say something that's considered hate. If you say something that's considered as hate speech, you're done. So, okay, so I just had like something kind of like thud against the house. And nothing's around, so I just assume something happened at the neighbors or whatever. Oh, well, that's good for you. Okay, I'm gonna try to finish this meeting off. But yeah, basically, Vidme, the site definitely, didn't last long. And it definitely, it's gonna create a kind of create a domino effect with these smaller video sites, because I think, as far as I know, I think Vidme was the biggest one of all those. No, but I think they may have even made a commercial at one point. So that's kind of that. The problem with BitChute is like I said before, Gregory Peck, it's a great place to store your stuff, but there isn't really much to gain from it, notoriety-wise. I've seen some better views there compared to YouTube, but the thing is YouTube and Facebook have basically the majority of the human population. Okay? Sorry. And that's what we gotta keep fighting for. And I remember listening to Mundane Matt about this, and he pretty much said it. He said that, look, all these other sites are great, but you need to understand they're great investments if those sites like Facebook and YouTube were to die. If just all of a sudden they just shut doors. They're too darn big for that. Even YouTube, people keep wondering about it. Well, it's still going daily with billions of people. So something must be done right here. But we'll see what happens. But, as far as this whole thing goes, first year, there's the new Freighter versus Retro. Then, the next year's I was even producing for Vidme a whole new series with Sir Peter Pendragon of the Freighter SH Night Show. That was going to have all paranormal. It's going to talk about all reports that come in of UFOs, ghosts, you name it. So any comments?
Well, it's amazing how with the internet you really gotta be on your feet.
Yes, you have to be very on your feet, Pooguppy Adams. It's a constant learning experience. It just makes me feel bad for some guy who says, "Well, worst comes to worst, I'll put all my stuff at Vidme," and then he finds out tonight, it's dead, and he's got to get his stuff off. And of course, I'm telling you, I'm not getting most of my stuff off of there. I do have a great deal downloaded already. And I'm going to go through and start. It's funny because I was trying to find and work my butt off and making 5 years of content, so that basically every Friday or Sunday, there's always something once a week. So I could be doing that job for years. But so basically, yeah. Back to what I was saying. Any other comments, guys?
Well, it's just but what about, I guess, of course, late night Vidme?
Yeah, I said that. It would be 2019. That it would be every Friday. So that way, what happens is after Freighter versus Retro's done, then you got those episodes, even the old ones, and eventually it gets into the episodes nobody saw. I don't think you're gonna have anybody from Vidme see these. I had a few people. And you know what? That's another one. That there may have not really been any reason anymore to do Vidme, because my views basically crashed. I looked at some of the earlier videos. They started all with 300, 400, 500 views. Really decent. And then it just started to go down as people weren't, maybe the stuff was too niche or whatever. And by the last few videos, it was 5, 6 views. And here's the thing too, and Constantino showed this in his video. Their device, their system is flawed. Say, for example, you share your video on Twitter, and it automatically, this is crazy, it automatically gives you 5 viewers watching your content. 5 to maybe 11 viewers. This screws with the numbers. I don't know if this was something that has always been out of their hands. They admitted to Constantino it was, or something. I think it was Constantino or it was Eli, that they didn't know how, or somebody else. They didn't know how to fix this. I think maybe it was probably on purpose, because as a result of doing this, it kind of gets people's self-esteem up, because they're like, holy cow, people love this. And I have to admit, I actually fell for that at first.
Frater.
I kind of fell for it.
What? You fell for that? What's the problem?
Well, I mean, come on. I didn't see. I was like, I should have seen something was wrong. I mean, first off, when I upload something, it usually doesn't get any attention. It doesn't get that much attention. And, it was like with Vidme, I was like, holy cow, I'm actually breaking out here, man. It's like it was a really good scam, which is pretty much what Vidme was. It was kind of a little bit of a scam at times. It was just to try to get, like PewDiePie and others over here. And if that had happened, us little guys, we would be out of the equation. We would just be like disenfranchised. And so as far as the show goes, BitChute, you can't schedule the stuff. I checked to see if they had done any kind of updates to the site to do that. They have not. YouTube still does, although that system could be a little screwed up too. But that's better than nothing, and that's the way we're gonna go. And I'm just gonna have to be kind of aware that some episodes. I think the easiest thing is just demonetize them yourself, and don't look for money from these people. I have a bookstore, and that's essentially my Patreon. My Patreon is the bookstore, and it makes sense. Instead of basically somebody saying, here's $5, review this game for me. You're my monkey boy now. You're gonna dance. And it's like, no, here's $5. I want that book. It's like, okay, here you go, sir. That's business. And that's another thing, being the site is also Christian, being that we're going to probably get flack for that someday if the site somehow took off. But whatever, I would just, any kind of negativity, we just ignore it. We just keep doing what we do. Okay, guys. Peter Graves, you got something to say? Well, it's just, Frater, but are you going to fund our show? And no. You guys are funny when you're broke. I mean, funny when you're trying to scrounge on the bottom. Your creativity is amazing. It kind of is, Graves. It's a well-known fact that when you give everything to an artist, she's not as productive. I mean, look at Spoonie. Yeah. When you give them everything, they're not like, their creativity isn't through the roof. Okay, Oli, what do you think?
Well, as long as you're going to be playing me someday, that's better than nothing. I could accept that. I mean, this was kind of your Black Friday. What happened to be at Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Yes, that's very true. I guess everybody has their Black Friday eventually. Talking about the one in America that's a disgrace on the human race. Okay, Pooh Guppy Adams, you have the floor.
Yeah. Folks, I have an automobile garage. I do a lot of good auto work. You people need anything? You don't even need to call me. We just know your car needs modifications. No. He's gotta put concrete in your car. He's gonna put concrete in your car. He's gonna replace the engine with cinder blocks. Oh, those are great modifications. It's such an improvement. It's a real beast of art.
He, he, he things he did to my shed. He did terrible things to my shed. Oh no! Oh, that was terrible. Brr, 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 brr. Well, that show had ended in a good way, on a positive note. So yeah, so we will be continuing on. Well, actually, you know what? It was funny. I was about to end this. I might as well start to throw one more thing in. The sad thing about all this, the thing that really like put me down last night, was actually around Christmas time. I was planning a whole week of all kinds of little things. There's been no snow here, by the way, in Pennsylvania. It's just a dry December. But I was going to try to do something. You know, I figured there'd be some kind of snow eventually. I would go down to a historic district and do some recording on a tablet. I was going to, you know, do some Christmas stuff. I was going to, you know, put up some music. And of course, I can't do it here on YouTube. You know, this is the copyright content ID RoboCop walking around. Like I got like Sinatra's Christmas album, Bing Crosby, Dean Martin's Christmas album. I can't put that stuff up, guys. I can't put that stuff up. It's gonna just tear me to pieces unless I mess with the settings and you know the speed of it, and I don't know how to do that stuff. And the thing I did over at Vidme that I can't get away with over here on YouTube is I did Saderingrad Opera House, which was something I only did on holidays. I would take a good famous piece of classical music, and play it that night. Like I had planned to do Tchaikovsky this year for Christmas. I was planning to do like the Nutcracker, and I have all those CDs. I love classical and opera. I do, and I learned that from my grandparents. And so, that's not going to happen this year because obviously it would just get flagged. And I have to be extremely careful of anything that's third party. Because you don't know. And any given time you can get a copyright strike. Get a copyright strike on something that isn't even affecting their sales. But it's just like, that's their copyright. You can't mess with that. So those kind of fun things, these fun little things I had thought of for, Vidme for Christmas, isn't going to happen. It isn't going to happen. I thought it was. Damn, the site was only, like, I joined it March 2016. It was such a short time. It was like a temp job or something. It was a short time. I gotta tell you, man, this doesn't bode well on like other sites. Because it's like you can go to like DTube, and it's like, and DTube's pretty dead. I don't see much activity over there. And DTube, you need to join the site, and they manually have to activate you. And here's the thing, guys, if you lose that password they give you, it's a long ass password. It's all based around the cryptocurrency stuff. It's gone. The account is gone, basically. Your password to that isn't just some six word thing. It's like this huge chain, and you go, oh, I'll copy paste it. You copy paste it, and then you copy it and you put it in, and it doesn't work. And it's weird. Like on one browser, it did work, but then once something changed with the browser, and then it lost its memory with that, I was screwed. I was basically just screwed, and I couldn't ever access it. But the truth is, DTube didn't have much of a public reaction. And that's the reality. That's the terrible reality of all this, that we kind of are stuck on YouTube. We can't get away from it until it absolutely changes into something else. And I know it wants to become like a Netflix, a Hulu. Many people that do some work in Hollywood and stuff, they will tell you that is what their intention is to become like a Hulu or a YouTube eventually. Become like a Netflix. They definitely, hands down, want to become like that. So, yeah. That's pretty much it with this Congress. I think that last part, that's pretty much everything on my heart. I had basically kind of written down, that I wanted to just talk about. I'll upload this as quickly as possible on my channel, and that will be it. I mean, each of you guys say goodbye to the folks, and we'll see everyone again. Yeah, it's just me, Gregory Peck here. Let you know that we're still ticking out here. We were on Vidme, and we've served the Vidme community well, and we kept in line. We really kept in line here. Over here at YouTube doesn't give a crap about anybody. Okay, so you can keep in line here, and they can let you just sink in the sand, and that's it. That's brute honesty, and that's true. Yeah. Nobody here cares about you, okay? So you, dude, they don't even care about PewDiePie, and he makes millions for them. He makes millions, and guess what? He says anything wrong. He says anything remotely wrong, he is done. He's just treated like the rest. It's 2017 has been brutal for YouTube. Okay. Peter Graves. Well, I'm Peter Graves, and this is Biography. Today we talk about the demise of Vidme. Vidme started out as a small company to compete against YouTube. They failed miserably. Terribly miserably, and Saderingrad Productions was hit hard by it, and I, Peter Graves, don't know where to go, man. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Okay, Peter Graves. Pookuppy Adams. Anything you want to say before we go away, say goodbye, and we'll be seeing all you guys again on the new Freighter versus Retro.
Well, I had the Autobody thing, remember I said that. I gotta remind everybody.
Yeah, so you remind people it's a unique service because it's a psychic service. They just know your car needs modifications.
You bet your money, Migger.
Okay, Pookuppy. Okay. Ole Anderson. One last thing you say?
This is something else. We gotta go with the changes and go with it.
Yeah. Well, that's it, folks. Good luck.